My name is Keith Davis. This is 360 Athletics, and the word for today is legacy. I got a chance to play at one of the great universities in the United States. When it comes to college football, the USC Trojans, University of Southern California, have a legacy of winning national championships, Rose Bowls. They have a legacy of NFL draft picks. They have a legacy of not only winning national championships and Rose Bowls, but Heisman trophies. I share that with you because on my hands right now, I have two gigantic Rose Bowl championship rings. They have my name, they have my number, they have the stadium. This one is the 25th anniversary Rose Bowl. Why am I sharing that with you? Because I want to challenge you about your legacy today. The legacy not just on the field, but off the field. This ring had my name on it, and I wanted to change the legacy of my name. You see, our college jerseys were one of the traditional teams that we talked about teamwork, and USC is one of the few colleges where they don't put your name on the back of the jersey. But my name, I had to represent it. I wanted my mom, when she looked in that magazine, to see my name and to be proud of my name. Therefore, I couldn't have a legacy of drug addiction. I couldn't have a legacy of hanging out, getting in trouble. I couldn't have a legacy of dropping out. I had to change my legacy. You say, what do you mean change? Let me tell you a little background on me. My father got involved with hanging out and selling drugs, and my father committed suicide when I was 4 years old. My mom got caught up for a while, and she just began to drink, and she had become an alcoholic. I lived in a neighborhood in South Central LA where there was a lot of poverty, a lot of drug addiction, a lot of violence. And that could have been the end of my legacy. I had family members that were in jail. That was a bad legacy. I had family members that were involved with gangs. But I decided I was going to change my legacy. So all of a sudden, this young man in high school became extremely focused. This young man in college, I would go every day to the tutor. I would go to the library. I would begin to study. Why did I begin to study so hard? Because I came in so low academically, but I graduated so high. By the time I was 15, I had went to more than 19 different schools. I had struggled academically at the very bottom, but 4 years later, I graduated at the very top. Highest grade point average, Dean's List, Scholar Award of Honor, academic All-American nominee, because I had made a commitment in my heart to change my legacy. I wanted a legacy of winning. And here you are on your team. What kind of legacy are you creating for your family's name? What kind of legacy are you creating for your team? They'll remember you by your legacy, and they will probably say, I bet you were a young man or a young woman who worked harder than anyone else. You were more focused than anyone else. You trained harder, you studied harder than anyone else. That's the kind of legacy I'm talking about. That's the legacy of champions. And I, personally, I would not tell you to do something I didn't do myself. I was committed to that kind of legacy. And you know what happened when I graduated at the very top? My mother had tears in her eyes, not tears of sorrow, not tears of pain, tears of joy, because her son made a commitment to change the legacy of our family name. And when I stood on that stage, not only graduating, but I was the leading tackler on the team and one of the strongest players. When they put those awards in my hands, I stood proud because I knew I changed the legacy of my family and of my name. And so here you are with this opportunity to change your legacy, to dream again. The word dream comes from the Greek word optica. It means something far away. It's not here yet, but it's coming into view. Sight is different than vision. Sight can see what is, but vision sees what could be. Sight is a function of your eyes, but vision is a function of your heart. And I share that because you're in high school now. It ain't here yet, but you can see it in your heart. You can see it even when your eyes are closed. Something great for your season coming up. Something great for your school year. It ain't here yet, but you're pushing for it because that legacy is calling you. And I want to challenge you to change your legacy. I want to challenge you to have a legacy of winning, the legacy of a champion, not only in your sport, but in your character. And I share that with you as I leave you with one of the most powerful quotes a man said to me. He's passed away, but his legacy still lives in me by the words he spoke. His name was Dr. Edwin Lewis Cole. He was a powerful man. He said, remember, you could have more if you don't settle for less. You could have more on the football field if you don't settle for less. You could have more in the classroom if you don't settle for less. Even in your relationships, you could have more in your future family if you don't settle for less. I want to challenge you today. It's about legacy. It's about your name, your family's name, your team. I want to challenge you to keep dreaming and let's go for it. Let's close it like we do it. 1, 2, 3, game time. We'll see you at the top.